Hi, I'm Wanda with Jimmy Branch Homestead, and today I'm going to show you how to prepare my blackberries and my raspberries for spring. So first up, we're going to look at the blackberries. So each year, blackberries develop new canes, and the ones from the year before die off. So these canes started to grow last year, and these will be the ones that bear fruit this year. Later in the year, new canes will come up, and those will be for next year's berries. And so here's a piece of one left from last year that's dead, and I need to cut out. But I have already cut out last year's dead canes. And a lot of people, because it's easiest, once they're done with the berries for the year, they'll go ahead and go back and cut those out so they know which ones bore fruit that year. I didn't get around to that, but I did know which ones. I've been doing this a few years, so it was easy for me to tell. But the other thing you need to do each year is to tie up the new canes. When I come in here this spring, they were pretty much going everywhere. Easiest way to manage them, and you can kind of see here where I've just grouped some together and tied them up. Now you want to tie them up with something flexible like this plant tape, so that as the canes get thicker, it's not going to cut off the water supply to them. So I've already prepared this bed for the year, where I've taken out the old canes, tied up all the new canes. When I first came in here, they were all over the place. I couldn't even walk through my pathway here because I had berries everywhere on both this pathway and that pathway. So blackberries do not add a lot of canes too quickly. They do slowly, but they will reproduce. Like this is one that came up on its own, and it's probably a runner from this plant over here as the roots spread out. So once I got all of that done, then I added a little bit of topsoil because these are raised beds and it packed down over the years. This bed over here I just built last year and it had a lot of rotten wood in it, so it was quite low. And these are transplanted berries that I put in this bed this year. These I added last year. So once I prepare all that, I give them a feed of fertilizer, water them in real good, and then add bark mulch to the top. It helps to keep the moisture in and the weeds out. So next up is my raspberry beds, and I've actually repurposed this dog kennel. It made it nice because I could put the shade cloth on for real hot weather, and I basically just leave that on to keep the birds out. And then I have bird netting over the cage because otherwise the birds were really getting my raspberries. So raspberries do reproduce pretty quickly. And for this bed, again, it was very low, so I had to add some topsoil to it. I had a lot of raspberries here in the back that were trying to grow up in the fence, and I wanted all my raspberry plants to be either in the middle or the front to make it easier to tie up to these wires. That way I could keep them out of the walkway and out of the fence, hopefully. Now I will need to come back several times and tie up raspberries because all these new shoots will grow. And I got some going in the back, but they're not tall enough yet to bend over and get on to the wires. So basically, the more flexible ones, the smaller ones, I try to start them out on the lower wires. And the bigger ones will end up curling around and going on the higher wires. So yesterday I took out the plants from the back section, the back edge, and I ran out of bark over here. I need to go get some more out of the pile. But it was getting late, it was getting dark. So I got pretty much all of the raspberries out of the back that I needed to. Then this is the fertilizer that I've put on here. And I got them all tied up. So that was quite a job. Oops, looks like this one still needs tied up better. Oh, it is tied up. So I added dirt to everything, but again, I ran out here in the last 1.5 feet, so I'll need to get that done today. Also, this part here, oh no, everything was fertilized. Okay, so I just need to finish filling this up and then finish mulching this area, and it will be set. But I will need to check back. Of course, I need to keep it watered. It's a raised bed, so these do tend to dry out a lot faster than in ground beds. But they're much easier for me to work on and to keep the weeds out. Okay, I'm getting ready to transplant some bare root raspberries that I dug up yesterday. And what I'm going to do is take solo cups and put some drain holes on the bottom. And I'm just using a small soldering iron, and it works really good. So I'll do several of these. Okay, so I have my raspberries out here, and I've kind of sorted them into solo cups. And I just kind of want to show you close up first. What I do is kind of put the roots down in the cup before I add the dirt, so that I'm not breaking them trying to get them down in the dirt. And then I'll pour the dirt all around the roots, being careful not to fill the dirt up higher than the crown. And the crown is right here where you first see the green coming out. So you don't want to bury that in dirt. So let me get this one back in here. Oops, kind of making a mess here. Better outside than inside. Then gently kind of pack it down. A little bit more in there. Of course, it's going to pack down more once you get it watered. So you want to make sure you have enough dirt, but not too much dirt. There, so hopefully you can kind of see the crown still sticking out. And I filled it up with dirt. And then I'll water it when I'm all done planting these real good, soak it through, and let it drain out. There's my holes in the bottom, so it will drain. And then we'll see if I need to add any more dirt at that point. So let me go ahead and finish potting these up. Well, here, let me do another one. And some of them have a lot of thick roots. And some of them don't have a lot of roots. I picked out the ones with the most roots first to do. I like to wear these gloves when handling raspberries because they have little spikies on them, and it does hurt. If you use regular cotton gloves, they'll poke you right through the gloves. Again, just kind of gently pack it down in there, because we want to make sure that we have dirt over all the roots. And again, the crown is above, and the roots are in the dirt. So let me go ahead and get these potted up, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I got all of the plants transplanted, all the raspberry plants. So I end up with quite a few. So I may have to think about adding another bed myself, because I know I've been wanting to, but I'll have to see. And then the roots were good, but they're not quite as thick as the others. And these are the primo ones. Okay. Thank you so much for watching Jimmy Branch Homestead. If you enjoyed this kind of a video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and share our videos.